Miscanthus is a plant that provides interest throughout the year. Fountains of foliage grow up in early summer and bear plumes of flowers in late summer. Smaller miscanthus plants blend nicely with plants with bright flowers, while tall miscanthus plants look great at the back of borders. It's a Sprouted Seeds YouTube channel. Subscribe and let's get started. This is one of the most interesting plants in my garden, because even in winter, when the leaves are dry, the plant looks beautiful. This is the zebra variety. In general, miscanthus is hardy to USDA zones from 4 to 9. There are many varieties, from compact varieties that reach no more than 80 centimeters tall, to larger varieties that can reach 2.5 meters. How and when to plant miscanthus? After the last frost, spring is the ideal time of year to plant miscanthus. The ideal acidity range for garden soil is 5.5 to 7.5. Create a hole that is 2 to 3 times wider but only a little deeper than the plant in its container. As needed, amend the soil that was taken out of the hole. Add bagged topsoil if it's clay, add compost or other amendments if it's not fertile. You don't need to add anything if the soil is fertile and well drained. After removing the root ball from the container, slightly loosen the roots. Place the plant in the hole just above its previous level in the container. Refill the hole with the previously removed and amended soil, then irrigate the area. Add a 2 inches layer of aged mulch around the plant. Where to plant miscanthus? Miscanthus makes the perfect backdrop for more showy flowering plants. Place the taller varieties in the middle of island beds or at the back of borders. When you want a little privacy from your neighbors, it can also function as a quickly spreading garden screen. Certain miscanthus species are invasive in warmer climates because of their profusion of seeds or rhizome spread. Seek for non-spreading, sterile varieties. Miscanthus care tips. Light. For miscanthus, full sun is ideal. Partial sun causes the grass to flop. Miscanthus also exhibits its deepest fall color in full sun. Depending on the variety, this can be an amazing purple, red, orange, or gold. The sun is also ideal for flowering plants, as it enables them to yield copious amounts of fluffy blossoms. Soil and water. For optimal plant growth, plant miscanthus in well-drained soil that contains a significant amount of organic matter. Although miscanthus prefers uniformly moist soil, once established, it can withstand occasional dry spells. Temperature and humidity. Most species of miscanthus thrive in zones 5 through 9. Zones from 4 to 9 are suitable for hardy Miscanthus giganteus. The first winter after planting is when the plants are most vulnerable to extremely cold temperatures. Fertilizer. Miscanthus should not be fertilized in the first year of planting. After that, give it a small amount of organic fertilizer once a year in the early spring. Refer to the product label for instructions on how much to use. Plants that receive too much fertilizer become weak and may topple over. Pruning. I don't recommend pruning this plant before winter. The miscanthus's foliage gives the garden some winter interest. In colder climates, it is especially beneficial to leave the foliage on the plants throughout the winter to protect the crowns from cold temperatures. Trim back the plants to just a few inches above the ground in the spring, just before new growth appears. Pests and problems. The miscanthus mealybug inhibits plant growth and secretes a honeydew that facilitates fungal growth. When mealybugs appear, treat the plant with insecticidal soap and keep an eye out for purple spots on the stems. Remove sections of the plant that are affected by miscanthus blight and destroy them. How to propagate miscanthus. Plants may become weaker and eventually die out in the center of their large clumps as they age. When this occurs, dig up the plant and split it to encourage new growth. The parent plant can be divided into multiple sections, each containing a portion of rhizomes, using a sharp shovel. If you intend to give the extra plants away, replant in containers filled with garden soil, or in soil that is similar to the parent plants. Miscanthus can be multiplied from seed by planting the seed in tiny 2.5 inches pots. Don't cover them, instead, press them into the earth. In 1 to 3 weeks, germination will take place if you keep them warm and moist. To promote root growth, transplant the seedlings into slightly larger pots. 4 inches pots work best, and place them under grow lights. They can be moved outside and planted 2 to 3 feet apart after the last frost. Invasive plant. Miscanthus sinensis, also known as Chinese silvergrass, is extensively invasive, even in colder climates. Although it is visually beautiful, it replaces native plants and its flammability poses a fire hazard in dry conditions. Types of miscanthus. Miscanthus giganteus. Sterile hybrid Miscanthus giganteus can grow to an astounding 12 feet in just one growing season. This plant, which is mostly grown for biofuels, serves as an excellent screen. Zones from 4 to 9. Gracilis miscanthus. This miscanthus variety is one of the more widely available types. It grows to a moderate height of 4 to 6 feet and features gorgeous thin foliage with a noticeable silver midrib. Zones from 5 to 9. Adagio miscanthus. Despite being one of the smallest miscanthus varieties available, Miscanthus adagio, at 3 to 4 feet tall, has all the charm of its larger relatives. Zones from 5 to 9. Zebra grass. This variety of Miscanthus zebrinus is one of the zebra stripe varieties with horizontal yellow banding on the leaves. Zones from 6 to 9. Warning light miscanthus. Miscanthus of this variety produces dense, silvery 4 feet clumps of finely textured, arching leaves with a white border. When they mature, their reddish-pink flower plumes turn tan. Zones from 6 to 9. Purple miscanthus. It's a compact 4 feet cultivar with reddish summer foliage that turns vibrant purple-red come fall. Its plumes of flowers bleach white in the sun. Zones from 6 to 9. In general, this is an unpretentious plant that can become an accent in any garden.